This next group of ladies, they say you save the best for last, unless it's chocolate, and then we all know we just eat that shit rapidly. But when it comes to black salt, we do save the best for last. And this next group of ladies would make Beyonce jealous, okay? Because they have seriously transformed the way they have done real estate in their marketplace. From Aisha, who's transformed 3 different markets, no fault of her own, she's had to deal with visa battles. She's now dominating her luxury market. Paula will show you how to put care in family specialist. And lastly, Em, she doesn't even need to meet her clients. That's how much rapport she builds. Welcoming now to the stage, Emily Sayers, Aisha Coe and Paula Beavis.
On the couch with Eminem again.
Thank God Anna has left. Anna Yanis is a stylist,
Yes.
guys, so she created this beautiful stage for us. And she's actually, she's out there, she's watching.
Yeah.
He brought the M&Ms back out. She goes, can I get rid of that ball? It just doesn't go. I go, okay, and I get rid of it. But she's done an amazing job, and thank you to Anna. Ladies, welcome on the couch.
Hey.
So good to have you. Thank you for joining us. Is it working?
Testing. Testing. Oh,
Yes.
Hello.
Very good.
All good. All good.
Okay.
I'm gonna. You start. You're gonna start with the numbers.
Yeah, well, let's start with the numbers. Okay, so we'll start with Emily. Your report card, 2016, volume of sales, 45.32 million. Average sale price, 550,000. Number of sales in 2023, 88. GCI in 2023, 1.13 million. Give her a big round of applause. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Bigger than Scott. And Paula, over to you. Your report card. In real estate since 2002. Volume of sales, listen to this one, 133.8 million for 2023. 2.1 million average sale price. Number of sales, 67. GCI, 1.87. Big, huge congratulations. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Jealous Craig.
I can't wait to ask you the life balance question later.
And Aisha Coe, #1 McGrath agent in Victoria. Congratulations. In the field since 2007. Volume of sales, 47.25 million. Number of sales, 45. Average sale price, 1,900,000 in GCI for 2023. Congratulations. Awesome.
I love how we've done the report cards for everybody this year so people can see, obviously, the agent's journey. And it's a little bit like, okay, they're doing the numbers so they do know what they're talking about, like a confirmation thing. But for me, it's more about the numbers. And for us, it's more about the numbers. It's more about the person. And obviously, this is what we're here to learn as well. The numbers speak for themselves in regards to your success. But what got you there is what we're here to find out today. So Paula, can we start with you? Who is the Paula? Well, you're closer to me, and I thought I'll start with you. I'll give you my microphone. Just tell us a bit about yourself and obviously your story, the Paula.
Okay. So I've been in real estate pretty much straight out of school. I started as a PA and was a PA for quite some time. My journey's been a bit of a roller coaster. So I think for my career probably only started about 7 years ago, I think, right? I was a PA up until then, working for, I guess this sounds bad, working for a lot of males. And in that time, I really didn't have the confidence to feel that I could push and be a sales agent on my own. About 7 years ago, I went through not a very nice divorce, and which when I look at it now and I'm thinking that's great, actually, it was really good to go through it because it gave me the motivation and the drive to push harder. So I had 2 really young girls at the time. They were 6 and 7, and I really didn't want to rely on my ex-husband to be financially independent. So at that time, I met with now my business partner, Sam Rogopoulos, who some of you may know, who'll be talking tomorrow, so don't miss that one, who gave me the confidence to do this and kind of just pushed me. Like I reckon we've done a handful of listing presentations together. He's just like, go and do it. You'll be fine, you'll be fine, you'll be fine. So for the last couple of years, as I say, I think my career's really taken off. I became a partner within the business 2 years ago and just keep tracking, I suppose.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
And he's the one, he's got a lot of faith in you. So he's the one that's actually put your name in the hat for this talk. You weren't very happy about that at the beginning, but here you are today, and thank you so much. Aisha, your story, please.
Hello everyone, my name's Aisha Coe. As you can probably tell, I'm English. I've been in Australia for 12 years now, and I started in real estate in 2007 in south of London. Worked very, very hard in that market. We didn't have any open houses, it was all private inspections, so it was a very different world working in London to what it is here. Decided to come over for a holiday on a one-way ticket and see what I thought of Australia, and I never went home. I'm still here 12 years later. So I love Australia. I love everything about it. I love real estate. I love doing real estate here compared to back home. I could never go back to that now. Unfortunately, I had a really unfortunate series of circumstances around visas and immigration that actually prevented me from getting my permanent residency, which meant I had to move 3 different times interstate to try and stay in the country. So every time I built up my career and a clientele and amazing reviews and good business, immigration would then say, unfortunately, we've cancelled all real estate visas in Metro Melbourne, so now you have to go over to this place if you want to stay, or you have to go home. So that was really, really challenging for me. Didn't want to move, loved my market, loved my company that I worked for. And then I just had to make a decision, really. It was either go home and give up, or let's just try again and do it somewhere else. So then I went to Perth. Loved Perth, loved the beaches, loved the lifestyle there, but the market was really, really bad at the time. So I didn't make a lot of money, but I had a really great lifestyle. I was on a partner visa at the time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with the guy that I was seeing. So I was like, right, got to get out of this as quickly as possible. Sorry, but that's the truth. And my immigration lawyer pretty much said to me, look, you only have another option now, which is to go regional or go home. So I got on a one-way ticket to Geelong, which was the best area for me to go to at the time. Never been to Geelong in my life. And I had a list of postcodes from my immigration lawyer, and he said, look, here's all the places you can go to. You've got to get there in 30 days or you've got to be deported. So I called, I don't know if any of you know Brett Fuller from Harcourts. He was a friend of mine. I said, where do I go on these lists of postcodes? And he said, go to Geelong. It's going to be the best market for you. It's got the most houses. And, you know, the other places were in the middle of nowhere where they had 20 properties. It's like, how am I going to make a living but there's only 20 properties in the whole town? So Geelong was it. I was like, right, one-way ticket, got to Geelong, rented a room off a complete stranger, hired a car and just started from scratch. And that was 6 years ago. I've now bought my own home. I've worked the luxury market now. I've built up a reputation for acreage lifestyle properties. And I'm the #1 agent in my office every month, which I don't even realise until they announce it. I go, oh, really? I'm so shocked every month. But it's like, oh, again? Okay. So
Love it.
It's what is everyone else doing?
I don't know. I'm never in the office. I'm always at appointments, so I barely see anyone, to be brutally honest. It's been a hard journey, but I've got my citizenship now. I'm officially an Aussie.
Yes, she's a dinky die Aussie.
And you know what the really crazy thing about that was? I got this phone call at 7 o'clock in the evening from my lawyer. I thought, this chick, you can't get hold of her until after 5 o'clock. There's no way of getting hold of her. She rings me at 7. I thought, oh my God, I'm being deported. It's the first thing that came to my mind. And she rang me and she said, we were right in the middle of our first lockdown. I think it was 2020. Mm-hmm. And she rang me and she said, Aisha, I just need to let you know, I've just seen your permanent residency come through. Congratulations. And my fight was done. It's been 10 years of fighting for this piece of paper. So whilst everyone lost their freedom, I gained mine in that moment, and I've never felt so free even though I couldn't leave my house. Really weird scenario, but yeah, so that's a little bit of my life story for you in
Thank you.
5 minutes.
Thank you.
Sorry to take up all your time there.
No, we love that you're talking and we don't have to.
Over
It's
to
my
Emily.
turn.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Emily. I'm from Biggin and Scott. I didn't really like salespeople, to be honest, like I think a lot of people. My older sister went for the job and at Biggin and Scott, she just had a baby and went for the interview and she said, Emily, I've just had a baby. I don't think I can do 6 days a week. Why don't you go? I go, I don't like salespeople, but all right, I'll go. So I went and they were that convincing, I took the job. I couldn't believe it. I went from leasing new business into sales. I worked for a really tough boss, Chris. He was a good mentor. He taught me a lot, very old school. My first day I cried down Morehouse Street in Richmond and I rang my old boss and said, can I have my job back? I don't think sales is for me. And she said, stick it out, Emily, 6 months and you'll be fine. And I stuck it out. So now I think nearly 9 years. And I've won, I know we all talk about what we win and it's not really to pump my own tyres, but I guess there hasn't been a lot of females, in real estate, and I'm the number one in our network. I think 34 offices, but the number one with male and female agents. So I think 3 years running.
Girl power.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
That's my story.
Love it. Okay, let's get into some logistics. Let's get into the listing and the selling. Emily, I'm going to start with you if that's okay, because I absolutely loved your story. Loved your story because you work in a marketplace that requires a lot of skill. Do you want to just share your marketplace and obviously what you do that's so different to everyone else?
So I guess when we talk about high volume for me is apartments, and they're not easy. So one, the owners have overpaid for them off the plan. So I'm telling them they're going to lose about $100,000, if not more. They've got to pay for marketing, staging, and then throw in a stack of car park and combustible cladding. I don't know if anyone else is in the apartment space, but I have every obstacle thrown my way and I have to get them sold. And I think my days on market for apartments is 22. So for me, it's really market knowledge in my core area. When I first started in apartments, I just became a guru at my specific market. So Collingwood, Richmond, Abbotsford, every building back to front, if you want to know it has cladding, call me, or a stack of car park. So I guess for me getting listings, agents, everyone jumps on realestate.com and Domain, they can see that I sell most of the apartments there, and to have that knowledge that they trust to go with me. So I think that's how, I don't do a lot of prospecting or cold calling, it's just sticking to the one market for so long and knowing it well.
And if I can ask, Emily, your listing presentation will be totally different to the traditional. And also, are you having a lot of face-to-face listing presentations or are they virtual?
Mine's actually a lot over the phone. I very rarely meet a vendor, so they just hear my voice. I think I sound terrible when I hear myself, but I don't know, I must get the listing somehow. So a lot of it's over email, so I send them a proposal. It's the same proposal for every single owner. There's plan A, plan B. So for me, I do a lot of plan A, is pre-market. So I think someone touched on pre-market earlier today. I'm at 46 sales from Jan till now. I've sold 17 pre-market so far.
Can you take us through that process, or what do you do?
Just quickly with the pre-market. So the plan is to go on market if I can't sell it for 2 weeks. So I set a property up, stage it, take photos, create a link to send to buyers in our database, and I say give that 2 weeks. If it doesn't sell, the plan is always to go on REA, and can I say the other person because they're not sponsoring this event? Maybe I shouldn't say the other one. But anyway, they go online. Yeah. So to the portals, and it works. That also wins me listings. So just to try the pre-market to our database, and I do genuinely have a database because I sell so many apartments. We enter every single buyer in a criteria. So then when I get one coming up a 2-bedroom, I'll put in a certain price range and then I'll get all the buyers come up, we call and email them.
Yeah. I remember having a conversation with you, and you said to me, no one really has a chance when they go against me because my knowledge is so big in what I do. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I definitely think it sounds corny, but knowledge is power, very cliche. I guess for when a vendor says, well, why should I go with you? And I said, well, if a buyer comes through your property that I'm selling and they go through another one, the non-local agent that doesn't sell in that building, how are they going to talk yours up? So if I have a buyer come through, 34 Basisto Street in Richmond, but then I say to them, well, what else are you looking at? Oh, we saw one with an agent at 20 Burnley Street. Oh, did they tell you it's got combustible cladding in there? And they go, oh, no. And I go, so it's got this, this and this. So I can upsell obviously their property because I've got knowledge that other agents don't have. That makes sense.
Specific knowledge around
It's
that.
really specific knowledge. I go to AGM meetings for body corporates. Another thing, if you're in the housing market, body corporates are a nightmare to deal with departments. So I'll go to a 3-hour meeting just so I know what's going on in the building. It's also really good networking for potential sellers because if you go to an AGM, a body corporate meeting, and there's other owners there, well, one, you get more knowledge about the building, and two, you meet potential sellers.
Yeah, that's very clever, very smart.
Very good.
Aisha,
Awesome.
over to you.
What was the question?
What did you ask, Manos? Your process in regards to your listing presentation, is that right?
No. So I'll on the couch with M&M.
Hey, wine is coming soon.
Yes, that's tomorrow night. But I'm going to go straight to Paula if I can. Mastering the listing presentation. Because I think so many people, especially in your marketplace as well, you're up against some high-powered agents, and everyone is. At the end of the day, there's always going to be someone that you're going to be competitive. But what's your skill set that you believe, and what are those great questions that you ask that really in the lounge room and throughout the campaign are helping you to master that connection?
In terms of being up against those high-powered agents, I don't care who I'm up against, right? I learned very quickly just to stay in your own lane, concentrate on what you're doing, not get distracted by what everyone else is doing. Who cares? There's lots of questions I think I go through, and I think listing presentations are all about questions, but taking a step back before that, I think it's about mindset and getting your mindset right and ready and your energy right. We talked about energy before, right? Getting your energy right to go into that listing presentation. It's more about how you show up, how you look, how you feel. I'm not going to disclose what the mantra was because it's quite embarrassing now, but early on I used to have a mantra that I would say to myself every morning just to get my head right, to make sure that I was prepared. In terms of the listing presentation and asking questions, it's about building connection and rapport really quickly. Different to Emily, I'm selling family homes and I'm in someone's lounge room like this. I think most of the time we probably don't even talk about real estate. Most of the time we're just getting to know each other. I feel most of my listing presentations are one on rapport and connection. So our questions might be more around what do your kids do, what do you do for a job, and then delving deeper into what is their pain or what is their dream, like why are they moving. Once you know that can guide you through your listing presentation, but also the sales campaign as well. I think in the sales campaign, asking as many questions every day. How are they feeling? Is there anything else I can do that would make you feel more comfortable? Is there anything else our team should be doing? Which can be a hard question because, as agents, we all think we're doing a great job. Sometimes there are things that we should be doing that are a little bit extra that the client would like to see. And then I think just care, like be a normal human. Like real estate is not that hard, right? We can all market research, work out how much a house is ready, how much a house is worth, present a house, sell a house, stand on a door, all those bits and pieces. But I think just generally be a nice person and care about what they're trying to do.
Yeah, love it. And in like Joel mentioned having a 10 out of 10 phone call listing, pre-list questionnaire. Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, I really like that actually. I do. I have a process that I go through. I'm always writing everything down.
Can you take us through your process?
Yeah, I'll sit down. I mean, we'll do a tour of the house first, always. That again, you can just ask lots of questions. People calm down about what they're going through as well. And then I don't have an iPad. I'm old school, notebook and paper, and pen. Sorry. So I will go through key questions in terms of timing, process, marketing. What their concerns are. I never say costs. I never say fee. Sorry, I'll always say costs because there's other costs involved in that. There is marketing, there is solicitor's fee, so you can kind of get around it a little bit. Always answer the question about fee though. And then I'll ask, is there anything else that's important to you in selecting an agent? And then from that, they'll have a couple of little bits and pieces that you can also cover off on.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Now over to Aisha.
Can we go there now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Because that's what we're doing.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Go for it, girl. So tell us about your process, your listing presentation, your client relationship, all that.
So my process is not like yours. I used to work your market actually. I was in Melbourne before doing the apartment thing, so I understand entirely what you go through and never seeing vendors, but now I've switched to a completely different market where all my clients are face-to-face in their living room, big acreage homes, they've got animals running around, children crying. So it is something I've had to adapt from market to market. Working the London market, completely different. Then working the Melbourne market, completely different. Then going to Perth, completely different. So I've really adapted it to wherever I've been. Having been in Geelong now for just over 5 years, I've really had an opportunity to spend a decent amount of time in one area and really improve and keep adding and pivot. If that's not working, I can do this. So my process is I'm a very heavily process-driven person, and I have found that that's worked really well for me in combination with my personality and my character. I think you can't have one without the other. You need to have the both together to show that person that you're a caring and professional agent. So I use Realtor. I hope are they a sponsor?
No, doesn't matter.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Sorry. Okay, so I use a tech company that...
We use them too, it's okay.
And the great thing about this system is I can send out a pre-list kit straight away from my phone that's tailored to that person. So if I'm in the car and I've received an appraisal request, and I'll speak to that client on the phone and I'll ask them a few questions. How many bedrooms have you got? What size land do you want? What's the condition of the home, etc., etc. Get all their information. I can create a pre-list kit straight away that's tailored to their property through a link that goes through to their mobile. They open it up. It's got my agent profile video on there. It's got all my reviews. It's got reference names and numbers of people that have sold with me recently that they can call. And I haven't even left my car yet. So I think someone mentioned earlier that speed was the new currency of real estate. So that's what I've really nailed. They'll also get a phone call and a confirmation from me the night before the appointment. I think that's really important, just checking that everything's okay for tomorrow. Are you both going to be there? Because sometimes they say both will be there, and then when you get there, one's had to go and pick up the kids from school, or the dog's sick, or, so just reconfirming all that information, and if necessary, moving it to a time where both of them will be there, so you've got more of an opportunity to sign it up on the spot. Proposal, look, I'll try and list a property on the spot every single time with a bit of a pre-market sort of process. If they're not ready to go on now, okay, well, if you're ready to go on the market in 3 months or 5 months, that's okay. Would you be open for me bringing a buyer through every now and then if they've got a very healthy budget while still getting the property ready for sale? So sometimes I'll list properties even though they're not intending to come on the market for 6 months, and I'll just do an extra long authority and get them to sign off on that. So you do understand that there is a pre-list authority, and then we've got another 3 or 4 months of you actually going on the market if we need it. So I've locked in that listing pretty much for the rest of the year, and I've got a huge pipeline that I know will be coming up on the market for the remainder of the year, and no other agent can touch it. And occasionally I do actually sell them before they get to market, and if not, we'll put it online and do a proper campaign. So that's pretty much my process, but it does adapt and change depending on what happens on that journey and unfolds on each day. It's different, isn't it? So
I'm going to ask you another question because back to the tech. If anyone uses tech, it's Aisha, right? So she uses tech.
I love a bit of tech.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the story about you're up against another agent and the vendor rang you and said,
he's not in the room. Let me
I
just
can't
check.
make the decision. I can't make the decision between yourself and the competitor agent. And you used a bit of tech to help you. Do you want to just share?
Okay, so there are a few of my competitors in the room, but that particular agent's not here, so that's okay. So I was dealing with a couple who had 2 properties to sell. And I really wanted both of these properties. I think the total value was just under 2 million for both. The other agent that I was up against had clearly overpriced these properties to try and win the business, which is something that we come across with this particular person quite often. I wanted to give this client the right advice from day one, and I knew that the values were about 200 to 300 grand less realistically what they're really worth than what the other agent had quoted. So my goal here was to get the properties on the market at the right price. I also wanted to get the right commission. The other agent had completely undercut me. I think he was charging about 1.5% for both. And my average commission is between 2 and 2.5%. And quite often I do get the 2.5%, including GST. So I really wanted to try and get between 2 and 2.5. So I had to put together a one last shot email presentation. I've already met the client, I've already done my proposal, but I had to put together one last email to them to convince them to use me. So I sat there on a Saturday afternoon after my open houses, and I had just done a training session on AI and chat GPT, but the paid version, not the free version, because the free version isn't very good. But if you actually pay for the paid version, it is sensational, as long as you know what to say and how to work it. It does take a bit of practice. Now, I've got quite familiar with ChatGPT, and the way that I was able to win this listing was I actually asked ChatGPT to make a graph for me. I said, look, this person is charging this is the price that they've quoted, this is the advertising, and then agent B, so agent A and agent B, and all the different pricing, and so my pricing, and it created this graph. And I was like, wow, that's bloody cool. So I just copy and pasted it and put it into the email along with some wording as to show the vendor that, you know, self-advocacy is really important. When you're going with an agent who doesn't try and negotiate their own income, what does that say about their negotiation skills? This is the person that you're employing to sell your most valuable asset. If they can't do that for themselves, how are they going to treat the sale of your home? It's probably going to be in the same way. So here's what I propose. And it was pretty amazing, this email, and it was a little bit of me, a little bit of ChatGPT. Obviously, you've got to work through it. You can't just copy and paste this stuff and put it into an email and then send it. You have to read it because it isn't always right. But the better you get at using it, the better the outcome. But you have to put your own personality into it as well. You can't just rely on a computer to do your job. It's got to be a perfect combination of two, and they've got to be merged together. So I got the business, and I just sold one of the houses last week.
Well done. How long after you sent the email did the vendor return his response?
It's a bit of a messy divorce, this one, so I had to get approval from both owners, but they both came back to me and said, we cannot argue with that. I literally got an email saying, we've read your email in detail, we can't argue with that. We absolutely want to use you. So
I think that deserves it.
Yeah. So it was good to. It gave me so much confidence and belief in myself that it doesn't matter what other agents are charging. People will go with who they feel comfortable with, and don't be afraid to ask for more because you are worth it. And all you've got to do is just ask. And quite often I'll go in at 2.5%. They go, yeah, okay. They don't even question it.
Yeah.
So just have the courage to try for a bit more and don't sell yourself short because you are worth it. We work bloody hard for our money.
Love it. Next question. Teams. Who's on your team? Are you solo operators or are you working in teams? So I will start with Paula.
Yes, I'm in a team. There's 7 of us in our team now.
Wow.
Which is, I didn't realise that till today, actually. I thought there were 6. And then someone said, no, it's 7. So in our team, there's Sam and I, who are the team leaders. We're listing and selling, obviously. We've got 3 other sales agents, a buy manager, and also our EA as well. Yep.
Fantastic. And your structure, is it clear job descriptions, standards, all that? So
Yeah, definitely. I think in a team that big, you kind of have to have clear job descriptions and structure around it.
Yeah.
They might say that I'm not very structured, personally, but we try.
Love it. Aisha?
Just me and Chat GPT.
Gotta love it.
No, look, I have to give a little shout out to Wingman over here. I have just started the process of employing a virtual assistant. So I'm working with Nick over here and should be having somebody up and running very shortly.
Love it. Well done. Beautiful.
And me.
Emily.
So I've got Britt, and Britt's been with me now for nearly 3 years. She was meant to be here today and she had to get something cut out of her foot and surgery. Yeah, she's texting me from the hospital, so she's still working, everyone. She's responding to emails, which is great. So we're looking to get a third team member in as well. It's hard to do nearly, 100 sales with 2 people.
It's volume.
And it's, the work involved for apartments behind the scenes, selling them is a lot more than houses. Not, saying you guys work any less selling houses, but so hopefully get a 3rd team member.
It's a lot more paperwork, isn't it? Tell us a little bit about your buy work. So, because we haven't really we've touched on listing presentations and obviously building that relationship. Tell us a little bit, because obviously you're dealing with a lot of investors. You meet them, although you haven't met the vendor because you have to take them through the property. So you build those relationships there. Tell us a bit about your buy work, and is there anything that you do different?
My buyers are all first home buyers, so they're great to deal with. Do they know how to negotiate? Absolutely not. So it might sound terrible, but I think when you've bought and sold over the journey and you're a little bit more mature aged, you keep your cards close. First home buyers do not. They tell you everything. You do have to hold their hand a lot more in our market because, they're getting finance. It is a really big deal, and Brittany and I do really take the time with them and have the patience, and I think that's what they really appreciate, and then they do come back. So someone was saying today, I think the kind of turnaround time was 18 months or 36 months or something to resell. So anyway, I remember that. And that's true. They come back to me every 2-3 years. So I've kind of now started churning over once or twice now from when I first sold to them.
And do you have a client engagement strategy to keep?
Yeah, I got to be better at that. I know, I'm terrible with social media. Do you know what I do? I write out, so 9 years now, it'd have to be over 1,000. Do you know, Britt and I manually write everyone's Christmas card. It takes us like 6 months. I don't know why we create so much work for ourselves. I'm not big on social media. I know I should be. I should get better at that. I don't like the camera. I don't like talking. But Christmas cards is what we write, which kind of keeps clients there. We try and be as personal as we can, but the volume we do, it is hard. I do have to improve on that. I'll put my hand up.
Yeah, I'll give you a Christmas card strategy. I'll take it off my twin brother, George. Yeah. There's George in the room. Yep. So the Christmas card strategy is when you do your anniversary card, write out the Christmas card at the same time.
Someone did say that to me, yes.
So you have to cram it at the end of...
Exactly, yeah, I know we have to do that this year. Yeah, I cram it out with my calendar. I think that's really all they get. But anyway, I do have to get better at that. But buy work... we really do hold their hand. We get pretty close to buyers. I'm an oversharer. I think I was saying this to Imi. I do probably share too much information, so that's how I probably build rapport with people quite easily, because I am an open book. I'm probably not a typical agent. We're all human. you know, they.
But I think it's important for people to understand. Yeah, it's been authentic, but I think it's also we need to understand that sometimes it's beyond the process. It's actually how you make someone feel. Gary said it earlier on, how we make them feel. And if we make them feel really good, we don't really need to make so many connections. And Sarah mentioned it as well in her talk. So there's never, and so did Kristen. So safe in our hands. How you make them feel will leave that impression. And you know, there's seasoned real estate agents here who haven't spoken to anyone for 2 to 3 years, but they still call those sellers or buyers called them back because they had a great experience.
But even with a buyer at a pre-settlement the other day, because Brit's out of action, I get her to do the pre-settlements, but I took the buyer through, and after the staging had come out, the carpets were pretty bad, and I was like, I'll come back and vacuum it. So, I mean, I think as busy as you get and how successful, I mean, just doing those little things for people, or, you know, taking photos. If they can't get there to put a sold sticker up, you do it for them, send them a photo, then you send the vendor a photo just saying you've got the sold sticker up. So just all those little things. I put out bins. I go drive out on a Sunday, the bin night's on Monday. Ugh. Yes, I water gardens. If I water their garden, I'll record watering their garden and send it to my vendor.
That's what a great touch point.
Everything you do, send it to them so they can see how hard you're working.
Success leaves clues, doesn't it? It's just
does.
all those little 1%ers. Where's Gary? I thought that was brilliant. Aisha, have you got a strategy for your buyers and follow-up and what do you do?
I think my strategy, look, my market is, my suburb's quite a small suburb. It's high sale price, but there's not as many houses. So the types of buyers that are coming through that property, the pool of buyers isn't as big, and I actually do get to know these people very well over a long period of time. They might view 10 properties before they actually make a decision. It's their forever family home. So I've got them on my Facebook, I've got them on my Instagram, I've got their numbers saved. I bump into them all the time. Like, I really feel like I've almost become friends with these people. So there's no sort of set strategy for me. It's just about having them at the top of my mind. And if I have another property that comes on the market in the same suburb, it's just about picking up the phone, ringing them, saying, hey, look, I've just listed this one. When are you free to come and have a look? It's pretty much the basics, to be honest.
Send communication out, like
well,
bulk.
I don't personally, but my office does. So I have people, a marketing team in my office that do all of that for me in the back end. But I think it's really important, whilst we all have companies that we work with and for, or even on your own, that you have that blast of emails that go out, you know, your newsletters, your social media, all that sort of stuff. I still think it's really important to have, you know, between 10 and 20 people that you really know well, that you're in constant contact with, the hot buyers that you've built a relationship with. You can't just rely on text messages, newsletters, and them seeing it on realestate.com, because it might slip through the net. But ringing someone up and having a conversation with them is just gold. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, 100%. Paula?
I think probably like the ladies really, be as close as you possibly can to your buyers. In a changing market, which we're probably going through at the moment in our area, I think making sure that you're doing one-on-one buyer appointments, not sending buyers to open for inspections. The closer you can get, the more information, you know, showing them as many houses as possible too. Don't just get stuck on showing a buyer one house because you want to sell that house. Show them everything, then they'll make the decision. I think touching base with buyers on Friday afternoons is really, really key, asking what they're going to see the next day. Is there anything, and then Monday again, is there anything they liked? Treat your buyers like a vendor, in a sense that with a current, if they are on a house that you're selling at the moment, give them updates in a way. You know, keep some things to yourself, obviously, but give them updates so they're ready to participate. If it's an auction or a private sale, they know the next steps and, you know, how the campaign's running as well, and keep encouraging. Constantly positive. Yeah.
Love it. And one final question. What advice would you give yourself, and we probably haven't put these in the notes, but what advice would you give yourself the day that you'd started?
Who's going first? I used to cry a lot. I was very sensitive.
I still do cry a lot.
Yeah, I think you told me you're a crier too, aren't you?
All the time.
I think if I went back, well, I started at 30. I was a bit of a mature age, started back then. Well, you can start sales whenever, but I did cry a lot, and I would just tell myself, don't take it personally. It's water off a duck. Now I'm a bit of an ice queen, so I've probably gone too much the other way. So, but I'll probably just tell myself, move on. You miss out on it. You try not to. You do take it personally. I think some of the young guys were saying, you just need to move on. Next.
Yeah, I went home for 3 days when I lost my first listing.
I got told by someone at training. Maybe they always said, don't ask someone why you didn't miss out. Ask the person why did they go with you. So don't dwell on the one that didn't go with you. And generally they don't write back anyway or don't want to call you back. You've lost it. But I would just say, don't be so sensitive. Move on. And if you work hard in real estate, you can't really go wrong. I think when you love it, you live, sleep and breathe it, and it's not really a sacrifice. No. And we're lucky. We earn what doctors earn.
Yeah,
surgeons.
100%.
So, yeah.
So I think I would probably agree with you on that, and I think the one thing that's been really helpful for me, and I would tell myself, when I first started, is that, Teflon, not Velcro. I think that's the expression. If something happens to you, it just slides off you. You don't let it stick to you. And don't absorb other people's negative energy. We do, unfortunately, work in a very toxic industry. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. It's other agents putting you down, gossip, drama, whether it's people you work with or outside of your work, it is there. It is a part of our world. And I think you need to really deeply accept yourself and understand yourself and not take things personally, whether it's a vendor that didn't list with you, a buyer that's got angry because they've missed out on a property. I think that is your key skill set to improve and get better and become more confident in yourself and more authentic and better in your presentations. Don't dwell on it. We deal with a lot of highly stressful situations, and I think our immediate response as a human is to react, and we have this anger circuit in our brain where we just want to go, fuck you, But yes, so it is a natural fact that, in our industry, we do get these highly stressful situations, and I think the one thing I keep coming back to is the 90-second rule. So our anger circuit in our brain, when we're activated, it takes 90 seconds to settle down. So every time I'm dealing with something like this, I will just remember in 90 seconds' time, I'm actually going to be feeling very different. So I let the person vent, let them say whatever they want to say, and then I will go back in and say, look, I know this is really hard for you, but I just want you to know I'm on your side, and I want this to happen for you as much as you do. So here's what I think we should do. So dealing with stressful people and negativity, you just got to learn how to manage that. And I think that's probably the key skill that we need to work with. Yeah.
And we will come back to you, Aisha.
I
love the 90 seconds. Take 10 deep breaths.
And don't respond with like an email or a phone call straight away.
I wonder how much money has been lost in our industry where agents have responded in those 90 seconds.
100%. And we'll come back because I want to talk about home for a home, if we can, for a moment. But Paula.
I feel like my career's been a bit of a roller coaster. I think early on I wish I had more confidence and had more belief in myself, and also just owning who you are as an agent. I actually love who I am as an agent. I love what I do, and yes, we do scripts and dialogues and all those bits and pieces, but make it your own and just have fun with it too. Have a bit of fun. We do work really long hours, so just enjoy it. Yep.
Yeah. Love it. Well done.
I do have one more question.
Okay.
I just want to ask if there's anything that you wanted to share with the room today that we haven't asked for, something that you do in your business or something that you wanted to share that we haven't actually mentioned.
I think I'm good.
I feel like we all kind of have the same message in this room, but everyone's got their own way of doing things. Chris and Jax, obviously, I love your motto and the peace thing and the dogs, but we've all got our own way of doing it. And I think, honestly, the successful people in real estate, it's hard work and dedication, all those things.
Love it, love it. And Aisha?
I do have something I'd like to share with you all. It's a little bit off topic from real estate. So I'm currently recruiting for a volunteering trip to Indonesia. Where this has come from is I actually went on a volunteering trip last year. I went to Cambodia. I was convinced, I was asked by a girlfriend to come to Cambodia and build a house. I was like, I can't build a house. I've never picked up a hammer before. Like, how can I build a house? I can sell them, I just can't build them. So anyway, she convinced me to go, and I'm so glad that she did, because I went there and had the most incredible week of my life. I was deeply thrown into this situation in no experience of building or trades. I met 14 other incredible people who are lifelong friends, didn't wear makeup for a whole week or a suit, which was bloody awesome. And just working alongside these people that have nothing, like the family that we actually built the home for, worked with us on the home, and they were the happiest family. We couldn't communicate with them. They speak Cambodian, but we found our way to sort of connect. And I just think, it got me thinking, and I thought, gosh, we get so consumed in our daily life that we have everything we need. We've got a nice car, we've got roof overhead, we've got nice clothes to wear. I think it's really important, especially in our industry, to get an ego check sometimes and to get ourselves out of what we're used to, because it's like the law of familiarity. You get so used to everything that's being nice and fluffy and great that you become a bit bored with it. But when you take yourself out of that situation for a week and you go and live with people who have nothing, you come back a very different person. And so I have put together, typical Aisha style, I was like, let's not build one house, let's go and build a whole bloody village. So I might have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew, but I really need your help with this. So I'm looking for 43, I've got 43 spaces left to come and build 5 houses with me in Indonesia in June next year. On your table will be some flyers, a bit more information about it. It's 5 days, you don't need any experience, you can be any age. We've got 7 people that have signed up for it already. And if you don't want to come and just like to donate, that would be great. We've got to try and raise $125,000 for the materials for the 5 homes by June next year. So I would love to have you with me if you'd like to come and step out of your comfort zone and do something different and just be a yes person. You never know what's going to come out of it.
Yeah, love it. That's awesome. Yeah.
Are you going to come, Manos?
June. It's donate. Definitely.
Thank you so much, ladies. Another round of applause, please, guys, to all of these beautiful women.